We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm Fight the Flat Earth and welcome back to the channel that dangles stupidity by its legs off a tall building, makes it beg for its life, but then just drops it anyway. And welcome to the charity stream that was supposed to be here tomorrow, and sorry to everybody that came yesterday, but I was trying to figure out vMix and I sucked. But we're going to blame Radical because it was all his fault. So, Radical.
Hi.
Yeah, all your fault.
I blame the night.
Yeah, that's right.
I just break things.
Now, apparently I'm not outputting at a high level, so let me do that. Output. Oh, that should be...
I'm seeing 360p.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to make it 1080p. I don't know why it's not. One sec, guys. I'll get that done. Settings. Yeah, I don't know how to actually change the... Why is this one thing that I didn't figure out how to do? All right, okay, we'll leave it at that for now, and I'll get to that, all right? Because we're all here right now, and I will figure out how to change the output settings. If you go 1080, your network system will explode. I'll just quickly message Boolinator, and he can tell me. There. How do I increase output to 1080? It's 360. But anyway, we're all here and it's kind of working. Cool new setup and everything. And we are here today for a special reason. A member of the community, Alison, otherwise known as Off the Hook, has been in a really, really bad accident. And because America doesn't have, I guess, a national health service, there's a lot of bills. Alison, would you like to tell the lovely people watching what happened?
Yeah, so very long story short, I had a mechanic do my brakes and rotors in a CV joint, and he had dropped the car off at my house, and I got in it, and 2 blocks from my house, it pulled really hard to the right, and I went through bushes so I couldn't see, and I hit a tree head on going 35 miles an hour, which was the speed limit. And the accident, my family is suing him, the mechanic. That takes years if anything happens with that. But the accident was so bad. The dashboard pushed into my knees. The jack that jacks the car up that was in my trunk flew through the back seat and actually went and hit my windshield and my back seat. Like, I hit very hard. They tried to get a helicopter to chopper me to Morristown Memorial, which is known for the trauma center, but the ETA was too long. So they put me on a stretcher, brought me out there. I was in the hospital, not very long, like a day. But the worst part about it was that they sent me home and I still couldn't see. I couldn't walk. I couldn't dress myself. I had stitches in my mouth, stitches by my eye. And then 3-4 days later, I get a letter from the hospital with a $30,000 bill that they missed 8 different diagnostics things. That they found a tumor, they found a laceration on my lung, and to come back. And they said it wouldn't be covered at all, even if they missed it. So I tried seeing some private doctors to figure that out. But my face looks much better. I can see out my right eye mostly. It's not permanently, bad. But I still have stitches in my mouth. My leg is still very, very, very swollen and purple. I can't walk. It hurts when I breathe. I mean, I'm still a mess, but at least I don't look so bad anymore. My face isn't scary. So I'll tell you, I was telling Craig before, I was at a grocery store where someone was helping me shop, And someone called the police because they thought like I had gotten beaten up like in the parking lot. That's how bad I looked. So, but at least it looks much better now. It still feels really bad, but can't have everything, you know.
No.
So, but I still have to go back to the hospital for more. And I went this morning for another X-ray because the hospital didn't X-ray my extremities, and they found a fracture in my wrist and a fracture on my kneecap that they missed also.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they missed a lot of things. Yeah. They missed the water around my knee. A lot of things they missed. And I had Brian from the live chat. He's a doctor. He went over everything with me. He was very kind and nice and explained all the, you know, lingo that I don't understand, all the medical stuff. So that was very nice of him to help.
Yeah, and obviously that's all extremely expensive, and
my God.
That's why we're doing this. Now, there's a couple of links in the description. We just copy and paste them. There's one for the GoFundMe for Alison, and there's one for her PayPal. And I've turned off super chats for tonight. So if you guys felt like you were going to super chat me, thank you very much. But please instead give that money today to Alison to help with these medical bills, because I don't know what I would do myself if they, you know, if I had like £100,000 of medical bills just dumped in my lap.
Well, see, in America, if you're really broke, you can get charity care, and they'll cut off a lot of the bill. But the problem is that my husband does have a job, so they will not cut off any money off the bill. They did take off $10,000 of the $35,000 bill, so they did take off $10,000, but I still owe $25,000 on the one. And his insurance is only through his job, and they can't really add family members on. So they'll take a little bit of money off the bill, but it's still, if it ends up being like $100,000 total, I might end up owing like $75,000.
That's still, like, I could never imagine having to just fork that out in a oneer.
And if you don't pay it or set up a plan or something like that, they start levying your paychecks. They'll come try to repossess your car. He just bought we just got a house 2 years ago. Like, I've had it happen to me before for a medical bill. That's why I was so scared about this. I worked 5 years as a general manager at a restaurant, and it took me almost 5 years of them docking 10% of my paycheck to pay off the last bill.
Wow. So they just go like straight to your employer?
Yeah, the first step is the paycheck, then the house and car or any other property you own or any other kind of bank accounts. Yeah, and they don't even tell you. You get a letter after it gets approved, like by a judge, telling you that your bank account's frozen, basically.
Wow. Well, I'm really, really sorry that all that's happened to you. I mean, I've been through accidents and stuff in my time, and I know in the UK I've always got the security of that being there. So it must be a hard time for you, you know, and your husband. You know, like you say, just got a mortgage on a house and everything. So I am more than happy to do anything I can to help. One thing I haven't done is set up some kind of counter or anything to actually notify me when payments go in for Alison. So if you do donate, I'll get Alison to check periodically through the stream, and we'll say thank you to anyone who has donated. So tonight, just for a bit of fun, whilst we're all here, I have devised a Flat Earth quiz. Team Skeptic will be here soon, hopefully. We have Radical the Unhallowed Knight, and we have Creaky Blinder. How you doing, guys?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Terrible. What happened?
Why are you terrible, Creaky?
I don't know. I'll have to get back to you.
Fair enough.
I'll have to get back to you. Anybody want a hula hoop, by the way?
Oh, yes, please. Just, wait, is that half past one? Up there.
Hula hoop.
Oh, I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
What is the context of this hula hoop?
Very much
an enjoyable snack.
Yeah.
Radical, sir.
Do you remember the beef and mustard hula hoops they did for a while? They were amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Guys, they're saying things.
Who are saying?
They're saying things in British.
In British.
The Netherlands, Radical, like tulip flavour.
Tulip and clog flavour.
Tulip and windmill flavour, please.
Oh, we do have windmill licorice.
Do you? Oh my God, I love licorice.
Right, now, it says to me that it is outputting at 1080p, but you guys are still just receiving 360p out there, huh? and I don't really understand why. Hopefully I'll get that sorted. Right, but anyway, yeah, so what I've done tonight, we can't really get started until Team gets here. We'll give him 5 minutes and we'll just chat, otherwise we'll just go on without him. But I have devised a quiz where the contestants get to act like flat earthers. Now, the aim of the quiz is for them to respond to me like a flat earth. So, for instance, I would say it's Creaky's turn. I would say to him, the Aristophanes experiment proved curve. And Creaky could respond with, "Puh, that was 2,500 years ago. Who's going to believe that?" As a flat earther would. And if
I was just
could,
going to say reasons to every question you asked me, but
if he gets what I think could be the right answer, I will give him a point. But that's not his turnover. After he has given his reason, the other contestants get a chance to rebut that. So if he said, "Puh, 2,500 years ago," Radical could then say, "Well, actually, we've repeated the experiment several times. Slice Arcane did it." And then if Creaky manages to rebut that again with, you're just shills paid from NASA, he can get another point. And then the other contestant can try and rebut again. So each time it's their turn, they get a chance of 3 points. And I've got quite a few glow proofs set up, and I think it would be quite fun. Let me just give Team a message and see if he's able to be here.
A team is hanging out at my
And
campfire.
Craig, I think Sebastian donated $10 to the PayPal.
Well, thank you very much for your donation.
Thank you, Sebastian. Appreciate it.
Apparently,
This PayPal or GoFundMe, whatever is easier for everybody.
Right, I'm just going to add the GoFundMe link because apparently the Bitly isn't working. Give me 2 secs, and I will change that and put it in the description.
Yeah, the link was so long, I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, that's why I shortened it, but Bitly being a bit dodgy. Oops. Donate to, right, okay, so in the description now should be the direct link to her GoFundMe and the PayPal. Team was apparently hanging out in Radical's campfire just now.
Yeah, I just sent him on his way. He's not going to get my chicken. Still not done. It's cooking the entire night already.
Oh, I'm still not sure why it's outputting at 360 for you guys that are watching, but yeah, I don't think Team's going to be able to make it. I know he said he was busy, so it's cool. He might pop in a bit later. I suppose we could start with the two of you. Maybe Alison could take part if she wants.
Oh, I'll try. I watch enough of all this stuff. I probably do well.
She's gonna completely destroy us, Creaky. I'm pretty sure about that.
I
don't know about that, Radical.
I'm just trying.
I've opened Google up just in case.
That's cheating. You're getting in a Flerf mood right now.
It's only cheating if I get caught.
Yep.
And then you can just you deny it. That's what Flerfs do as well.
Guys watching, are you still only able to see 360? Because I changed it to be 1080, but maybe because I started it at 360, it's going to stay at that.
I don't know. YouTube is weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a few minutes for it to switch over. Like a minute or so.
Well, it should be out.
Can YouTube actually change on the fly?
I don't know. Maybe I've screwed up by starting it when it was 360. Let me go to the ingestion settings and just see if I can adjust it there. No, I don't think I can. We might have to just deal with 360, guys, for which I apologize.
We have gone back in time. We are now in 2006.
Yeah. It's telling me that it's outputting at 1080p. It's in green, 1080p, 29.97 frames a second. But for some reason, you guys are getting 360. Right, so let's have a practice before we get going, just to see if everyone's got the idea. So, Radical, I'm gonna start with you, right? And I'll give you. We know that people have crossed the Antarctica. You there, Radical? Oh, what's going on? Can anyone hear me?
He just logged back in, Craig. I don't know if he got thrown out.
Yeah, I did too.
That was weird.
Aussie Globehead just made a very, very, very nice donation on GoFundMe. Thank you so much, Aussie Globe. This is the second time he's given a donation. He's been so kind and so good to everyone's channels lately.
Aussie
Guy's
Globehead,
awesome.
you're a legend. Thank
Yeah.
you.
He's so good to everyone. I love that guy.
You there, Radical?
Yes, I am here.
Right, okay, dropped out for a second. I don't know why. I think that's because I'm trying to change the settings. It's telling me it's output in a 1080. I'm sorry about the 360. But anyway, right, we're going to have a practice, right? So I'm going to say to you, Radical, that we know that people have crossed the Antarctica. So how
Do you
would a
even
Flerf
know how
respond?
cold that is? That's impossible, man.
Okay, yeah, I'd give you a point for that. Creaky, how would you respond to that? As a
So
global
respond to
Earther?
what Radical just said.
Yeah, so try and catch
Well, it
him
doesn't
out.
matter how cold it is because I wore my big coat, Radical. So... What
Yeah,
was
but your
that?
big code is CGI.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one. So there's 2 points.
Hang
Uh,
on,
Off
I'm panicking.
Off the hook, anything else you think you can catch him out with?
About going across Antarctica?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't do that. The government won't let us over there. They'd shoot us. We're not allowed over there. No one goes over there.
Yeah, that's a good response for a Flerf. Right, but what we need to do is, when it's Radical's go, the other people need to try and rebut him like a globe earther to see if he can then respond like. So Radical said, you can't cross there, it's really cold. And then Creaky said, well, I wore my big coat. But then Creaky said, well, your coat's CGI. So have you got a response to that as a globe earther?
Okay. Oh, okay. I see now. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, so if you responded to that as a globe earther, for instance, you said, oh, well, we know the coat's not CGI because it's physical. And Radical, could you respond to that?
Wow. Why is the gravity holding the code to his body?
Yeah, well done. You would get 3 points for your turn. See,
Can the globe earthers win? That's my
no,
question.
no. And the point is that it's all for a bit of fun. It's kind of like watching an episode of, I don't know, 8 out of 10 Cats or something. There's points, but we really don't care. So we're going to... Alison will take the place of team until he joins. So we can get started and we'll go for real. All right, so we're going to start the quiz now. And I'm going to start with Creaky. All right, so you have to respond to me like you're a flat earther, Creaky, okay? We have pictures from space of the Earth.
CGI.
CGI.
Fair.
That's a general response. I'm going to give you a point for that. Radical, can you respond to that?
So, Creaky, what if we take your P900 into space and we take a picture of the planet?
You would just use a fisheye lens.
Oh, that's a very good response. Definitely a point for that.
Oh, crap.
Alison?
That's a good one, actually. I forgot what it was about the lenses. Well, what if we brought out a different camera that didn't have a fisheye lens, like a GoPro or something else, that had a regular lens on it and took a picture?
But a GoPro always records in fisheye mode. And your eyes around.
Oh, very good. Now, I'm giving you
Holy
full
hell.
3 points for that. That was proper Flerf. Are you sure you're not actually a flat earther? Because that was pretty much textbook responses there.
Creaky is a double agent.
Yeah, man.
We have confirmed Creaky is a double agent.
Creaky is a double agent. Right, okay. Radical's turn. Radical, I can watch boats going over the horizon.
Yeah, but can the boats watch you?
Yeah. I'm giving you a point because that's pretty much as stupid as a flat earther would get. Creaky, any response to that?
Yeah. But why do they disappear bottom first then, Mr. Radical, the flat earther?
Well, that kind of depends if they're upside down, because if they're in Australia, they would disappear topside up.
Oh, definite point there.
Well, how do you know it's upside down? We're not right side up.
Ooh.
Well, that's because the tilt of the Earth is always spinning around. That's what Globers say.
Yeah, I'm giving you full 3
Can you
points
prove
for that.
This is fun. I'm going to start a new channel.
This is cute. I like this. This is good. It's cute.
Off the hook, are you using headphones with your phone?
No, I'm going to be at my house in about 30 seconds. I could put them in.
Cool. All right. It's just a bit windy there.
Do I have an echo?
No, it was just a bit windy.
Okay,
I
I'll
think
get
people
him.
were hearing that. All right, but it is your turn now, off the hook. So, right, I'm going to give you the globe evidence of when I'm driving along a Scottish road and I can watch a mountain rise into view.
Oh, well, that's all perspective.
Oh, textbook.
That could be refraction, perspective. I don't know the formula, so don't ask me the formula, but it's definitely perspective.
Radical?
Well, why isn't the dipping of the bottom of objects not accounted for in perspective?
Ooh. You got a response to that, Alison?
Well, perspective, duh. And anything you see on there, I bet you it's fake and it's CGI. And you can't prove it unless I was there to see it.
Oh, wow. Genetic fallacy for the win.
My eyes, my cameras.
Creaky?
That's a good one.
I forgot which side I'm on. Am I normal or special?
You're globe right now.
Right, okay. What did Alison just say? You have to remind me I'm old and it's late.
I think she said her eyes are round. Oh no, she used the genetic fallacy.
No, that was me.
If she's not there, then no. How did she know?
Right, okay. And so we were talking about
Boats going over
hills
the
and
horizon.
mountains coming into view as you drive. So,
that's right. Yeah.
So, Jesus, it's because of the curve of the Earth, and perspective doesn't explain the curve. It just explains perspective. It's a different thing.
Alison?
I hope.
Can you flirf to that, Alison? Oh, I think she's dropped out. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I lost service for a second.
Sorry. Creaky said that it's the curve of the Earth and perspective only explains perspective.
I'm still on the Flerfs side?
Yeah. Ooh.
Isn't it? It doesn't really go over the curve of the Earth. That's just angular resolution. You just can't see it. It gets smaller. You can't prove it's not just getting smaller in totality. It just looks like it's from the bottom up, but that's not really what's happening.
I'm giving her full points for that. Definite, excellent flirting from all three of you first time round.
Dare I say we're better than the Flerfs?
Oh yeah, I think we could all start Flerf channels.
Yeah, but I will say, look at the amount of research we all have to do to produce our videos. So we're gonna know this stuff.
Yeah, we have to.
I already made a new channel. My channel is called Not Radical the Unhallowed Night.
Not Radical the Unhallowed Night. Subtle.
They'll never know.
You won't need to do any research at all for those channels. You can just say whatever you want and have the followers believe you, because the Flerfs don't do any research at all.
Right, next round of questions. Right, so I'll just mark off the ones we've done. Picture of space, boats over the horizon, mountains. All right, Creaky, you silly Flerf. The Cavendish experiment demonstrated mass attracting mass.
No, it didn't.
No,
Something's
it didn't.
heavy. It just wants to fall down.
Yeah, excellent. Alison, can you rebut that as a Globie?
I'm going to pass on this one because I don't want to say something if I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I win.
I'm trying to.
Automatic point
Oh,
for that, I
me.
think.
Me.
Radical, have you got anything?
Well, I'm kind of curious, Creaky, the Flerf. How come things don't fall up instead of down? If density is your answer.
No, density wasn't my answer. Actually, it's dropity.
Oh.
It's not the same thing.
Out on us.
Chance of a bonus point, Creaky. Can you give me a formula for dropity?
Oh, damn, I wish I could remember it.
Oh, bonus chance
crap.
lost. Oh, never mind.
You wouldn't understand anyway, you stupid globe earthers.
How dare you?
Ad hom attacks.
I mean-
I might take off points for that.
How many tabs do you have open, Creaky?
Yeah, how many tabs?
111.
All right, tone down the intelligent research a little bit.
That's
I
far
mean,
too
we
much
are
IQ
supposed
research
to.
there.
Yeah, come on,
Beat
man.
that then.
Tone it down.
Yeah. But
Right.
but I've also got 2 windows open, and the second window's got 69 tabs open.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
You're just
That's
like
why
hogging.
this stream is coming out at 360p. It's
You're
my
just
tab.
hogging it all. That's what it is.
I am. I am owning the internet.
Right. Radical, activate Flerf mode. So, Himawari sends 10 images every 10 minutes from geostationary orbit above Japan and accurately tracks the weather patterns.
I have a cow.
Ooh, I don't know if that's an acceptable response.
But cow says meh.
It's stupid, but it's not Flerf stupid. One more
I
chance.
have a picture of a T-Rex as well.
You have a picture of a T-Rex. Oh, well,
Yes.
you actually just proved the T-Rexes exist.
Oh crap! Damn it!
You know what?
Yeah.
I think
And
you
allow me to
failed.
correct you, Radical. Cows do not say nah, they say moo.
No, they
Can you
say
prove
meh.
that?
Did they say different things in the Netherlands? The cows. It's like
Yeah, they have
animals
a Dutch
sound
accent.
different. Like meow. Cats don't go meow. They go meowky or something.
You think they're saying moo, but it's OOM. They're just saying it over and over, so it sounds like moo.
Yeah. Right. I'm sorry, Radical. I'm not giving you any points for that one. I know. Right,
I
Alison.
even pulled my cow card.
Okay. We know that
Okay, cow.
Alison. We know the Earth spins because the EchoStar 11 did 24-hour streams.
Oh, hold on 1 second, Craig. Sorry.
That's okay.
Here, take that. Sorry. What did you say? We know the Earth spins. Why?
Because the EchoStar 11 satellite did 24-hour streams of the Earth.
And I'm the Flerf again?
Yes.
Oh, well, there's number one, there's no such thing as space. 2, if anything was up there, we would see it from here. I don't see anything float up there. And any kind of proof you have, how do I know you didn't CGI it?
Oh, that's like textbook Flerf. I'm starting to get a little worried about you, Alison. You're too good at this. All right, Radical, can you
Are you
rebut
okay,
that?
Alison?
Yeah.
We have to make sure
I
she's
think
not
it got to
falling
my
down the
head
rabbit
just a
hole.
little bit. I think I fell down a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah. Radical, can you give any rebuttal to that?
Well, God damn it! I think she got me here.
Oh, so she gets a point.
I need you to prove that space is a real thing. Come on. You
Creaky?
can't. There's no way.
You got anything for her?
What did she say? What did you say, Alison, that it was CGI? Because that's what they always
The
say.
CGI, there's no such thing as space, and you couldn't see it even if it was up there that you claim it is.
I thought that's what you said, actually. I was just double checking to give you a fair chance. But what I would say to that is, why would we need to pretend space is fake? What's the end game? What do normal people get out of it?
Oh, so they can charge us money to put fake satellites up there. It's all about money. NASA's just in it just to steal all of our money. That's all it is.
Oh, you are doing well for team. When he joins, he says he'll be here. He's just in bad traffic, so you've got him 6 full points at the moment. You're doing a good job. We probably have to
I'm on
re-explain
as
the
well.
rules when team gets here because I came up with this game and I actually like the concept and I think I might turn this into like a regular thing because I think we could get some really funny answers from people. But we are back to Creaky. Creaky, activate your Flerf mode. And I would like you to look at the picture on screen and explain this to me.
Picture.
That was Mount Rainier putting a shadow on the underside of clouds.
Oh yeah.
Can I see the picture again, please?
You
Flat
can.
Earth?
You can.
For a start, why is it red? Red is always a sure indication that something has been tampered with. That shadow has obviously been added in on a computer using Photoshop. Duh.
Well, I couldn't argue with that. So, yeah, you're going to get a point. Creaky goes up to 7. Alison, you got any rebuttal?
No, I'm pretty bad with that one. I've just heard about it and seen it, but pretty bad with that one.
Extra point for Creaky. Radical.
So, the Flerf just made a claim. Can you prove what you just said?
Can you prove that what I said is
No,
wrong?
no, no. There's no reflection here.
No, the burden of proof is on you.
Oh, he's got you, Radical. He pulled the burden of proof card. No way. That's like
Oh,
a get out of
God.
jail free card. So, yeah. Creaky, you're on fire. 9 out of 9. You make an excellent Flerf, sir.
I know, but that's not a good thing, is it?
Is that a compliment or is that an insult?
I know. I'm going to check my subscribers.
Right, Radical. I have a little video for you to watch.
All right, let me put on my tinfoil hat.
If you're seeing through this hole, through the next hole, and seeing the light at the backboard or at 17 feet off the water, the Earth is flat. If he's holding it up at 23 feet high and we're seeing the light, well, that's because the Earth's curved. So I should only be able to see it when it's at 17 feet. Okay, go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're going to hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
17 feet.
I mean, it's as... we don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting. Interesting.
Quite clear evidence of curvature there, Radical.
Well, that all depends on how big your light is, of course, and if it is, the camera is probably looking around corners.
Oh, camera being magical. Definite point for camera being magical. Right.
So it's a magical, radical camera.
Oh,
definitely.
is that your rebuttal,
Oh.
Creaky? Or you got
No.
something better?
So, you say it's because you don't know the size of the light. So would the size of the light make any difference to the height of it? So if I hold up this and then hold it up there, it moves. If I hold up this, which is bigger, and hold it up there, it moves. So the size makes no difference to the movement. So the size of the light wouldn't make any difference. He still had to hold it up to meet, so that they could see it. So the size is a stupid argument.
Yeah, Radical. You got any Flerf response to that? He's got you there, I think.
Well, usually when you shine a light, there's of course an angle of attack with the light divergence, and if you are going around a corner, you can't account for the curve, and it looks like a curve because the curve is not really there, but it looks like it's there. So probably NASA is sending down some kind of beam from a satellite and bending the curve of the light.
Brilliant. Alison?
Hang on, I'm getting slightly lost. So angle of attack. Well, flat earthers don't know anything about the angle of the dangle. So there we are. I win.
Alison, you got any response to Radical? Alison, you there? I think she may have dropped out for a second.
Yeah, so she basically rage quit, so I win.
Just make sure that I don't have her muted or something. No.
I should log back in.
Oh, there you are.
He keeps resetting on me here.
Okay, do you
Something's
have
wrong
any? Did you hear what Radical said?
I think I missed it. Oh, about the bending and the angle
Yeah, the angle
from
of
NASA.
attack.
Oh yeah. Well, how would NASA even do that? Even if they had the capability, how would they do that physically?
Well, that's really simple. They have helium balloons in the sky. I mean, satellites don't exist, right?
Oh,
I
satellites.
just called it a satellite, but the
You
satellites
mean
are
a
actually just
Sataloon, right?
helium balloons.
Sataloon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
Sataloons,
yeah.
and they bend. They reflect the light of the satellites in the sky, which are actually balloons which are reflecting stuff.
Fair enough. I think that is a pretty good Flerf answer. So you're catching up, back on 6. All right, Alison.
I don't know how to feel about catching up.
Okay. Alison, we know that everywhere on Earth there is downward accelerating force of approximately 9.8 meters per second squared.
I'm back again. I'm sorry.
Oh, you missed the question.
I should
Okay.
have done this on a computer instead of a cell phone. I bet you NASA's hacking in on my cell phone because they don't want me to be here.
Yeah.
Damn NASA.
NASA's right. Right, I'll ask you a question again. We know everywhere on Earth, Alison, there is a downward accelerating force of approximately 9.8 meters per second squared.
Oh, that's just density and buoyancy. You can't call that gravity.
We're not in the
You
scientific
can't
method,
prove
are we?
it's gravity. That's your word you want to choose to use that. Fine.
Well, Creaky?
But we can measure accurately and predict things falling.
But that's just natural. That's just what the Bible says. God put it here and it just falls. It's just expected.
Pulling out the
You
Magic Man in
can't
the
go
Sky
against
card.
God.
The holy book.
Radical?
Well, if we're gonna go, the Bible says, you instantly lose your argument. Every sentence starting with the Bible says is a loss.
Oh, that's a good rebuttal. Oh, has Alison dropped out again?
Is it my turn still?
Yeah, yeah, you need to respond to Radical's rebuttal there.
Can't hear you.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Oh yeah, it went
Yeah.
to my phone to the speaker now.
What did you just say, Radical?
Every sentence starting with the Bible says is an instant loss.
Got a response to that,
Well,
Alison?
how can you prove that? Have you met God? Have you seen him?
I lost his
Perfect.
phone number.
No,
I've had a miracle before. You cannot deny my personal experiences. Otherwise, I'm offended.
I think we need to actually just start Flerf channels because we're all quite good at this. Worryingly so. Right. Now, back to Creaky. All right, Creaky. Whatever proofs I got here. NASA say that we're going back to the moon in 2024.
Am I a Flerf
Yes.
now, Craig? Right. But the moon isn't real, so where exactly are they going?
Oh, they're lying to us all.
Yeah.
Alison?
Oh, then how do you explain the rocket that just landed on the moon from the Israeli lander? They took a selfie and everything right there, and we watched it go up, and we had all the data and everything. How do you explain that?
Data can be faked. We all know about CGI, and just because you can see a photo, that certainly doesn't mean it's real.
Wow. I'm really starting getting concerned about you. Radical?
So, why exactly is the moon fake? What's that based on?
Reasons.
Oh. I'm not going to give you just the reasons. Oh, only 11. All right. Radical. I've got a video. No, I've got a picture for you.
Hold up, I'll put on my tinfoil hat.
Okay.
There we go.
And earmuffs.
Have a look at this picture. That picture was clearly showing a boat over the horizon. Would you like to see it again?
Yeah, well, that's just. No, yeah. I can perfectly explain that. You basically took your perspective ramp to the beach and took a picture.
Oh, the perspective ramp. Yes. That tinfoil hat you've put on is helping, because that was a good answer. Creaky, any response to his perspective ramp?
Yeah, but it isn't perspective, is it? Because, as I said, perspective isn't the same thing as the curve of the Earth. Perspective is irrelevant because the boat is obscured by being beneath the curve as it gets further away from us. And why am I making so many hand gestures?
That's because you're getting jitterish, and I'll tell you why. Because I have a very reliable source called Gigantor. His other name is Fuckwit Word. He basically talks about the hump of the planet, and if the hump of the planet is in the way of what you're seeing beyond the hump, that basically proves that the perspective is not an illusion. It's just the Earth pushing stuff down, and that's not the curve.
I think that's an excuse just because you want to say the word hump 2 times on air.
Yeah. Any rebuttal to that, Alison?
I'm still thinking about him saying hump over and over. You could skip me.
Well,
I'm laughing so hard I can't even think.
Automatic
Not
point
an
for
excuse for me
Radical.
being an idiot.
Oh, up to 9, Radical. Now, just want to take a minute to say again, guys, this stream is in aid of Off the Hook, as she was in a horrible accident and has a whole bunch of medical bills. Please go to the links in the description. Instead of super chatting me, please give your pennies, anything you can spare to help Alison. She's got over $67,000 of medical bills, and there's more to come. Please, the whole story is on her GoFundMe. If you feel like helping out a member of this community who has been here to support us all for such a long time, then please, anything you can would be fantastic. Right, anyway, it's actually Alison's turn. Right.
All right, I switched things so it won't shut off on me again. I switched to an actual working device now that I'm home. So shouldn't do it again.
Good. Right. We can use the science of seismology to map the interior of the planet.
I'm the Flerf?
Yes.
Well, unless you've dug a Bugs Bunny comically long hole, went down there and felt the shaking, how can I trust the apparatus you're using? I need to see it and feel it myself, because I don't know if you all are just making this up. It's one big conspiracy. I need to see it.
Perfect.
You know you can't see vibration.
Radical, got a response to that?
Well, you do realize our natural senses are very flawed in actually detecting certain things, and in case of seismic activity, you can't even see it. We need equipment for that.
But how do we know the equipment is accurate? Have you taken it to another planet that has other little seizures to compare?
Oh, she's got you there, Creaky.
Shaking a kitchen
I've not been
table and putting your
concentrating.
thing on it is not good enough.
She said that
I'm
you need
just
to take your...
depressed because I've eaten a giant bag of hula hoops in the first 10 minutes of this stream. I'm just going to go and turn my mic off, sit in the corner and weep.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh, well, she said that you can't trust seismology unless you take the equipment to other planets and compare it.
Where's
But
your model? I need a full-size model.
Would these other planets be in space, which flat earthers do not seem to believe in?
Exactly.
So where exactly
So there is
would
no
you be
space.
taking
There
it?
aren't other planets, so there's no way for you to prove it. You're stuck.
Oh man, she's got you all.
She kind of has, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
She, I know Team's trying to get here. He's been stuck in traffic, but even if he doesn't get here, Alison is destroying you on his behalf. Right?
Oh, don't be nice, because I can repeat the actions and words of an idiot.
At this point, it's difficult to tell if that's a good thing or not. Should I be glad that I'm no longer winning, or
maybe. Right.
should I be disappointed?
I would say so.
All right. Well,
I kind of feel good about my score now.
Here.
back into Flirf mode, Creaky. I've got another little video for you. Let me just make sure it's at the beginning and just watch this video.
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Well, clearly Bob Nadell himself measured the rotation of the Earth.
Oh, Craig, do you want me to say thanks to who does any donations now, or you want to do it all at once?
Yeah, to let Creaky answer this question, and then we'll read out some donations after that.
Okay.
All right. What you got, Flerf?
Bob didn't measure the rotation of the Earth. He clearly measured the movement of the skies and the stars.
Oh! You've no idea how much that annoys me when they say that. Well done.
Wow.
Alison, any response to that?
No. I can't even go there.
Automatic point. Radical.
You can't answer the question.
So, you know, the sky rotating has a different angle than the Earth rotating, so it doesn't add up on a flat plane. While it does add up on a globe.
Okay.
The sky moves with the Earth.
No.
But was it actually Bob that measured it anyway? You're all blaming Bob, but it wasn't even Bob.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The deflection.
Yeah, perfect Flerf that there. You're so good at this. Oh,
It doesn't matter, though.
points.
I think Creaky is the new god of dodge. Dodging the question. Awesome.
Well
Stop
done.
the noodle.
Yeah, you're all doing incredibly well. We are.
I'm happy I'm at 9.
Right, you, Knight of the Unhallowed Flerfs.
It could be your day
not
job.
Radical the Unhallowed Knight, right?
Knight of the Unhallowed Flerfs. There is opposite rotating celestial poles from north and south of the globe. How do you explain that?
Well, that's really easy. I mean, there is a firmament, and it's reflecting the other side of the planet onto the sky. So, if you are looking at it from a different angle, you will basically see the different poles.
Wow. Really? You're all actually way better at this than the Flerfs are. That's amazing. Alison, any argument for that?
Yeah, sure. Well, your firmament, it's made of glass, I'm supposing, some sort of thing. Would it reflect that much where you could see it? And how would one large dome over a flat plane reflect two sides at one time? You wouldn't be able to see it from every angle. It couldn't reflect two things at once. Couldn't get north and south of one little piece of glass.
All right, fair enough, but that is actually because it's not a literal dome around the flat plane. It's basically a sphere around the flat plane, and it rotates around the planet. So that's why it's the opposite of what we actually believe scientism says.
Oh, bringing
So
out
if
the
I stand in
scientism.
one spot, it should rotate on its own, and I'll get a view of every single star in one night.
Oh,
Yet but
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Earth doesn't move.
Creaky,
Everyone has their personal dome.
do you have any argument
Oh, so your
to the
personal dome
personal
spins
dome?
around you like a little
Obviously.
ballerina. Okay.
You got any argument to the personal dome, Creaky?
Raji Flerf. So
Yes.
you would lead us to believe that we live in a giant snow globe, yes?
Well, that's what you're saying.
No. That's what you're
Well,
saying.
you just said
By
it.
claiming we live under a firmament.
Oh,
Do you actually know
Everyone has
the
their own
definition
personal
of
globe.
firmament? Do you know what firmament means?
oh, we got this.
I only know because it was in
I'll have
today's
to
video.
I'll have to take a thing. I'm not doing anything right now. So the firmament is something that God created, and it's the heavens or sky, and the gods created that. It's in the Bible.
Wow. The Bible card
Yeah,
is
it is
just
the
kind of a
heavens
winner,
and the
isn't
sky.
it?
But at no point are the heavens and the sky made of glass and keeping us on what you seem to think is a flat planet. You dumbass.
Oh, wow.
So he just called me a dumbass, Craig. That's not allowed, right? I mean,
I'm
I didn't
telling.
call him something. So I kind of.
I'm trying to
You
make
guys
you
are
rage
all against.
quit.
It's like four against. It's like 4 against 1 here. Even if Team Skeptic is not here, it's 4 against 1.
Yep, that's
My
It's
it.
math is
okay.
correct.
It's
My math is
okay,
correct.
Craig. As long as he's not doing that like a 5-year-old, like what Nathan did the other day.
Yeah,
We'll
oh my
let this
God.
one slide.
Yeah, Nathan is just awful for doing that kind of stuff.
That's why he embarrassed himself.
Oh.
So,
All right, Alison, you could take the lead with this one. So the Michelson-Morley experiment detected that there was no aether.
they weren't looking for Aether. Wait. You know what? I wasn't there to see it, so you can't prove it.
Genetics
Easy
Odyssey.
peasy. I wasn't there. I don't know what you're talking about. I need video proof of this now.
Radical.
Well, no amount of crappy cam or a Nikon 900 or Nikon 1000 is gonna give you that evidence. That's why we need
Well, then there's
better
no way for you to prove
equipment.
it.
Well, we have better equipment to actually detect that there is no aether.
Oh, but then you're not using the same equipment, so you're not really recreating the exact experiment.
It is repeatable, testable, demonstrable.
You guys said recreate the exact same experiment. You need to use the exact same tools and everything.
Right, she's got you, Radical. Creaky.
Damn it.
Talking about tools.
That one hurt me when I heard someone actually say that the other day.
I know.
So you don't think they were looking for aether. So what exactly is it you think they were looking for? They were looking to prove. Yeah, just as I thought.
I don't know. I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm not a scientist, okay? It's rude of you, and I'm offended for you to ask a question knowing I'm not a scientist.
Bringing out the
So you know
personal
what? God
incredulity card.
told me that I'm smart in my own ways. My book.
Personal
I have
incredulity and God in one. Oh my, she's got this down. Alison is wrecking you guys. Oh, not 152.
I feel
15.
defeated.
Alison, do you want to read out any donations that you've had?
Yes, I have a couple here. We have $10 from, okay, we'll start with this. Thank you to Aussie Globehead. Donated $1,300.
Wow.
Aussie's awesome. This is the second donation he did as well, and I know
You're
he's
the man, Aussie.
a great supporter of all the
Wow.
channels. He's awesome. Thank you to Chris Foster, who donated $10. Stephen Dean, $25. Thank you, Stephen. We have a $10 from Roy Fraser. Thank you, Roy. $5 from Kiri Mack, and I believe he donated a few days ago as well. Thank you, Kiri. That's it for the GoFundMe, and we had 2 on PayPal. pull that up real quick. It was a $10. Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Fingerprint. We got a N-I-E-K. I don't know if they meant to write Nick or Niek, maybe. Thank you for the $10. And Sebastian Ramadan, $10 on PayPal. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you to everyone.
Really makes a big difference.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who is donating. It really it warms my heart to see the community come together like this. And Aussie Globehead, like we all genuinely love you, man. Like I know that you're just a NASA robot and everything, and I know that it's just the algorithms working to make it seem like you're real. But whoever programmed
We're still
you,
waiting for proof.
yeah, whoever programmed you did a really good job. So your creator should be happy.
It's amazing, and everyone else is too. Even if it was $5 you donated, $10, $1, it all adds up. It all goes to a good. It's all going to medical bills, basically. It's really what's going to. I'm not even worried about the car anymore. I know that's too far off. So it's going to go to making me healthy and being able to go back to the doctors and stuff. So it's going to a good cause, and I really do appreciate it, guys, a lot. Really, I do, and so does my family.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
I just posted the total amount that was donated right now, and it's in Dutch because the page actually goes in Dutch. So that's of the target van het doel. Also, Ardoin, you want me to say something? Nick? Yeah, I can pronounce Nick.
Nick.
What's
God.
the?
I thought maybe like
I
Nick.
think that's a name.
Yeah.
No, it's if it is Dutch, it's Nick.
You know,
You
with,
just
Oh,
pronounced
okay.
it.
That's
Spelling
maybe
error,
that's-
well done.
with you and Creaky in the stream, I think anyone outside of Europe has no idea what any of you are saying.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get used to it.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
man.
We don't have accents. Creaky, what is he on about?
I know. Yeah, I keep getting comments all the time asking me about my accent, and I have no idea what people mean.
Yeah, what-
I just speak perfectly normally.
Aren't you Jamaican now?
The
Yeah.
rest of you.
Didn't someone call you Jamaican?
We
Creaky?
all have accents. Everyone but you
Yeah,
has
somebody
an
asked
accent.
me. Somebody asked me what part of Jamaica I was from.
Are you serious?
You couldn't make that
Yeah,
up,
I
man.
swear.
Honestly.
I'm from the really pale Welsh part.
You Jamaican man. Do you got the
Oh.
ganja?
Oh, is that what's going on?
Haven't seen his hair before?
Right, a few more questions. Let's see. At the moment, the scores on the doors are in last place. So the worst Flerf, and I guess that means they're actually winning, is Radical
Yay!
with a possible 12 out of 15 points.
It's opposite land.
And second
Oh.
place, so I guess he's not really a winner or a loser in any respect. He's just a pretty good Flerf, is Creaky Blinder. And representing Team Skeptic is the lady that this show is all about, Alison, with a possible 15 out of 15 points. Alison, you're a Flerf, right?
You can't. You need a person.
Yeah, even breaking
Unless
up
God
like a
says
Flerf.
Glitch made.
Yeah, Glitch Made.
Well,
You there?
if I get a I'll change my use.
Oh, you're cutting out a bit, and I think NASA are trying to hack you. I don't know why. I'm still really annoyed that the stream's only in 360. I don't think it will next time. I think it's because I accidentally started the stream in 360, and maybe it just doesn't let me change it. Right, but back to anyone can still win this, I think. Well, actually, Radical, at this point, you're not doing very well, which means that you're doing well, I guess.
I just put on my spiffy glasses.
Spiffy. Okay, Radical. In planes, we have pendulous vanes, which keep the artificial horizons level with gravity.
So you're telling me that airplanes are like human beings with actual biological stuff on board? That doesn't make any sense. They're airplanes.
Oh, Radical. That's a fantastic display of stupid there. I know this should have been Creaky's go, but we get to
My
him
head just grew.
afterwards. Never mind. But Creaky, do you have a
So
response
I
to
am
that?
listening. I've actually got pendulous veins myself, but I think it might be my age.
That's pendulous.
Have you any response to Radical's claim that pendulous veins are organic components?
Organic.
I don't know if you understand that there's a difference between natural and man-made. When veins, they don't mean literally like arteries and bodily parts. You need to pick up a second grade book from school on this is my body, mommy, and like figure out where your nose is and where your ears are, so you can figure out what a body part is and what a man-made item is.
Well, there you go, Radical. She has suggested indoctrination.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing here. I mean, you guys have every time you go into a school room, you get indoctrinated by the books and the stuff. That stuff is not interesting. I'm more of the tangible and representable and all that kind of evidence. Del has taught me that, and Del's Raid Shack school is much better than the schools of the government.
Well, Dell's middle name is Dunning, and your middle name is Kruger.
Creaky, any response?
So, Raji Flerf, your proposal is that they're organic in the same way as a human being? Am I understanding you correctly, Sir Flerfer?
Well, you guys are calling it veins.
So by that same logic then, Raji Flerf, if an aeroplane is organic and has feelings, why doesn't it have to flap its wings to fly?
Well, that's because they're fake. I've zoomed in on airplanes with my P900, and they disappear behind clouds and in front of clouds, so they're clearly holograms.
But did you have a spirit?
Well, let me ask you this: even if they are organic and they are people flapping their wings, they obviously have to be doing something accurately, because you don't hear planes smashing into the side of mountains every day. So regardless what it's made out of or what it's called, it's obviously something that's successful in working.
Well, how fast do you think planes are going? I tried driving along with a plane that was landing, and I actually overtook it. So, they're not that fast. They can evade mountains.
You didn't overtake anything in that gaff.
Hey, don't make me pull out the DAF. I'm trying to look for the image, by the way. Also, there's a helicopter floating around my house right now. So the government is actually homing in on my location. You guys are probably in cahoots with those. Helicopters
that's
are
not
fake.
a helicopter. It's just a windmill that's fallen over.
We told you not to talk about your world's fastest car. Now that everyone knows, they're going to come and confiscate your world's fastest teleporting car. NASA's going to take that and reverse engineer it, just like the Germans did for the space alien ships.
Well, all I have to say to that is a great Scott.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
I'll be right back, by the way, because I'm let me see here. So I'm going off. Wait a minute, why is the studio thing not working? There we go. Whee. So
Nothing's working. This is all a hologram. It's all CGI. None of this is real.
Well, I'll be right back when I find my image. Find the image. So did I win? Did I win?
You did win, Radical.
We need to make him like
Craig's
an
gone
award.
silent. I think he's a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's because
Oh,
of the
you're muted.
holographic. Greg, you're muted.
Yeah,
Craig,
Craig, you're muted, honey. I can see your mouth moving, but I don't hear
speak.
nothing.
Well, Craig, am I still in Flerf mode? Craig obviously rage quit, so I automatically win. I'm gonna upload this on my channel and declare victory.
Claim
You're
it,
gonna have to
claim
make a
it as a
couple
victory,
rebuttals.
Radical.
What was that?
And then you need to upload a rebuttal film saying how wrong he was every step of the way, and science does not exist. It's not a real science.
And I need to make music as well. I need to make a song with
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Craig saying stuff.
Can you hear me?
As long as you're not Jack Keen. We can call Rapid X. He's great at that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you
Yes,
now.
we can.
Yeah.
Right, excellent. I don't know why that happened.
He didn't want to leave Flerf mode. It was okay. He was going still.
I can hear myself. I want to turn that off.
I'm pretty sure NASA is hacking your computer right now.
Like, my mic just turned off for no reason. Right, so you actually got a bonus point there, Magical. You did really well. Right, Creaky, Flerf Creaky. How come I can go and watch streams from the ISS that last way longer than any kind of parabolic flight?
You honestly think that those images are real and that they're not all just computer generated? Are you that stupid?
I guess so, yeah. That's a perfect Flerf answer. Scary. Alison?
Well, how do you explain when we could watch the live feed and we can actually like look at the news and see there's a certain storm in a certain section of the world and then go watch the live feed and actually match it up in real time?
Well, that's obviously a very easy question for a flat earther of my caliber to answer.
Oh.
It's because, let's be honest, if they were able to fake the moon landing in 1972, what makes you think they wouldn't be in a position where they can fake live feeds in 2019?
I thought you were going to say how they're probably faking the weather.
No.
That's definitely a
that would have
point.
been great.
Any response? Is it Magical? Any response to him?
Come on, somebody respond.
So-
I don't want to win.
You're really you're really telling me that if you look outside and you see your clouds, they actually are the same as the images, and that is magical or something.
Ooh.
Also, my image does counter you as well.
Your image
I'm
what?
pulling the facepalm cannon. I'm pulling the facepalm cannon card.
Oh God, you are getting
Damn.
face-bound.
With a big hand. A pendulous hand. I like that word. Pendulous.
Okay, so how can you possibly be sure that the clouds you were seeing outside are exactly the same as the clouds that you were allegedly seeing from space? Because you can't be in two places at once, can you? Duh.
Well, I would know if there's a tornado in my area and saw that. And if I look at the live ISS feed, I could see the formation of clouds that are typically known to.
But you don't know it's live because you're not there. You would only be able to confirm it's live if you were actually there, and you couldn't actually
Well,
be
if
there
that's true,
and be on Earth
then that's
observing the cloud. Would you mind not interrupting a flat earther in full spiel, please? You couldn't possibly be able to verify that it was live because you're not in space watching it, which is fake anyway. So I win, you lose. Ta-da.
Well, then NASA must be having a lot of psychics, because how would they have known ahead of time that there would have been a tornado on Block A, storm clouds over on Main Street, and totally clear the next town over? How would they know that ahead of time in order to make that video feed for it to match up with my live view of looking out my window?
Well, I don't care anyway.
Unless they're psychic. Oh, Craig, we lost your voice again. I see you talking, but I can't hear you. We lost Creaky there for a second.
I'm back.
And but we all know Creaky is CGI. Oh wait, I'm not the Flerf now. Damn it!
Creaky, are you
I'm the
even
Flerf now.
real?
Someone release me from my Flerf mode.
I know, it's getting confusing.
I don't even know if I'm real anymore. Jeez, what are you guys doing to me?
Is this my life now?
Yes,
it is.
Unfortunately. But it's not
I
really your
can't find the
life
buffer
until you
quickly.
bug people at Starbucks. Once you bug people at Starbucks, then and rip up books at the library and at Walmart. Till you're that caliber, you ain't a real. So you destroy public property. See, I don't mind them saying the things they say, but when they, destroy public
again.
property and stand out there and try to tell these little kids false information, that's what upsets me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
really
what I don't like about it, is the fact that
idiotic.
there's young people,
Yeah.
and some of them
Really
are
young.
so convincing. in the way they deliver what they believe
Back.
that it worries me that a
can hear you
young
again.
person would kind of buy into it. Basically, my fear is that they're creating sort of the next generation of morons.
Yeah,
And the
that
last one
worries
wasn't
me.
so good either. I know, and the problem is, like, when you teach someone real young, like it's like religion. The first thing you believe in, the first things you're exposed to, seem to like take a special place in your heart, where it's less likely for you to, debunk it or not prove it. If something you grew up hearing all the time, that's kind of like really deep, it's like harder to relearn once you hit, a certain age.
Yeah.
So the younger they are, the worse they.
Well, Creaky, I actually gave you a bonus point there. So you're up to 17 now. Radical's getting more and more crowded.
Yeah, I'm coming over, Creaky.
And
Beep, beep.
I'm gonna ask Alison the final question. And if she can answer these, then she wins. But if she doesn't, then it looks like Creaky's the winner.
Do I want to win?
Oh, I'm not sure. So, the Bedford level experiment proves that there's curvature to the Earth. Alison?
Well, you're stupid. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you have to. We're not even on that subject. What are you even talking about? We were talking about the shape of the Earth, not any experiment. Straw man.
Straw man. Oh, God, you brought out the straw man argument. Radical.
That's a fallacy. That's not just a regular fallacy. That's a fallacy. Straw man. Every fallacy in the book. I'm going to go down my definition list.
Radical, any response?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I was messing with the OBS.
She gets an automatic point then. Creaky.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Creaky.
There's a Team Skeptic as well.
Up to you. Can you catch her out?
Oh no, pressure. The pressure. So
You can
basically,
cube it,
then.
be a fallacy.
So basically, then your answer just perfectly illustrates that as a flat earther, you have no clue what the Bedford level experiment even was. And
Well, how dare you say what I know and don't know? I'm offended. How dare you? I'm going to go cry and be a snowflake in the corner, okay?
Oh,
I'm going to tell all my flat earth friends.
It looks like we've crowned the king of, the queen of flat earthers in this case. And just joining us is Team Skeptic. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing, man? I know you had issues getting here, and that's cool. But Alison has played on your behalf, and she's actually won. So that actually means that you are the best flat earther. How do you feel about that?
Woo!
I love it.
Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. It's amazing.
Well, yeah.
I love being the best flat earther. It's what I try to do.
Well, let's test your
I have a
flat
special
earther.
guest.
Let's test your flat eartherness.
Wait, Craig.
Yeah.
I have a special guest for him. Look at my screen, team. Do you have any water?
Oh my god. Put him away. Put him away before I leave.
That is hysterical. Oh my god.
Right, team, let's test your flat earth ability. So I'm going to give you a glow proof, and you've got to respond as though you're a flat earther, okay?
Beep,
so
I don't want to do this. Let me tell you why I don't want to do this, because my answers will give flat earthers the way to answer the questions moving forward, and I don't want to do that.
That's a very
Go ahead. I'll
right, we're just going to give you one, and
I could be a better flat earther than every flat earther out there.
I think that's what we've discovered tonight, is that we should all do flat earth channels because we're probably good at them. Right, but team, Navy ships use radar communication that requires line of sight.
I'm just driving my car.
Yeah. That's simply because of the condensation of the atmosphere causes the electromagnetic waves to bend down towards the ground, reducing the amount of line of sight they have.
Wow. See, now I'm really worried because all four of you actually are fantastic Flerfs. Seriously.
It's not hard to be an idiot.
No. Team, do you think you could do a better flat
The
Earth
good
channel
thing is
than most
that
of
I
the
also
flat
know. Yeah, I could, and the thing is I would know how to also refute the arguments I put forward. But I could put forth arguments where I'd be like, "Well, prove me wrong," and you couldn't because I can word it in a way that you can't. It's unfalsifiable.
Unfalsifiable. That works.
Skeptic
Yep,
so
we've been
good he
doing
could
that the
argue
entire
with
time.
Yeah.
himself.
You could like start a flat Earth channel, Team, and you could do response videos to yourself, and then do really good explanations.
The plot chickens. I mean,
Yeah.
thickens.
I'm actually
You mean
right now. I'm gonna be
toes.
honest with you. I'm eating chicken right now.
Oh, I want chicken.
Hey, wait a minute.
How dare you?
Where'd you get the chicken?
I've just spent like an hour and a half in traffic, and I'm like, it wore me down. And I'm like, okay,
I
I'm
did
finally
too.
here. And I was like, nope, stopping by the chicken shack on the way in. So I
want
stopped by there
chicken now.
first and picked up a few pieces of chicken.
Did you bring enough for the whole class?
Yeah, man.
No, I only brought 4 breast pieces. I've already eaten 3. I'm on my last one, so I'm gonna snack on that while
you're
I
at
eat
breast-
with, or while I do this with you guys.
You've no idea how badly I want to go to KFC.
Oh yeah.
now.
I haven't
This
been to
is- that's
KFC in like
nothing.
years.
I eat a chicken from a place called Louisiana Fried Chicken. Oh, it's so good.
I've heard of that place.
It's all Cajun. It's all Cajun food.
That's
it's
only
amazing.
down south, right? It's like a southern restaurant.
I have no idea. I didn't even know any part of the world existed other than down south.
Is it true that like 90% of Americans don't have a passport?
I don't have one.
I don't know. I do have one, but
What do you
I
mean?
don't
Do you not know every
why.
American? You live in America.
Well, so Americans traveling to other parts of the world, like, you don't see a lot of Americans going into Mexico. You will at the very border, but we don't just go down to like Mexico unless we're going to a resort city. Or, you don't typically see it like you do in Europe, where a country is a few hundred miles away that you can just drive to it. Like in the middle of America, you don't need a passport to go from Kansas to Missouri.
Yeah. And I suppose America's got everything.
So there's a
isn't it?
lot of people that just don't need it.
Yeah.
Plus, people come here, man. America's the greatest country.
I
in
wouldn't
the
take
world. You
I
guys
wouldn't
are
take
shitty.
one with me because I want to come back.
That was extremely American of you. I'm proud of you.
Radical, I don't want to worry you, but stay really, really, really still. There's a T-Rex.
Fake
That's Radioactive.
CGI'd.
I actually had a flat earther respond to me once when I was like, well, there's photos of Earth from space. And he's like, well, I've
Just
got a
a big
photo of a
chicken.
T-Rex in my garden. No, you don't.
Is that kind of like the dragons that are in Africa that make up those mountains? Is that
Oh,
like
God.
a T-Rex on its side?
Edgewise is incredible. I love his dragons
Edgewise.
everywhere.
I was convinced
He had,
that
like,
he was
the
making
whole-
all this. There's no way he could believe that.
Yeah.
The entire continent of South America, I think, is a remnant of a dragon or some
Yeah.
shit like that.
And I had a Dragon Ball.
And it didn't even look like it.
Yeah,
Close.
Radical was way better at being pareidolia than he was.
Yeah, I'm also way better at flirting. I'm getting worried here.
Hey,
You just
team,
made it a verb, flirting.
quick question about vMix. For some reason, it's
Yeah, stop
outputting in
flipping.
360, and I don't know why.
It's not what?
It's outputting in 360. It says it's 1080. It's like the stream's only 360.
I don't know.
Yeah. And
What,
I
a
can hear
YouTube
myself in
Did
my
my
microphone. How do I
stream,
turn
when
that?
I streamed on vMix, did it come out in 720 or did it come out in 360?
I'm pretty sure yours was 720. I think I accidentally started it in 360, and maybe YouTube doesn't let you change it. I don't know, because it says it's putting out at 1080. Maybe I need to restart vMix, but it doesn't matter. It's been a good stream anyway. And again, guys, to remind everyone why we are here today, Alison, off the hook, member of our community, has had a horrendous accident which has left her with a mountain of medical bills. And so for this stream today, I turned off super chats. Any money that you would normally donate to me, which is always appreciated, I would much rather today goes towards Alison. In the description is links to both her PayPal and her GoFundMe. If you feel generous, then please, every little helps. Just, you know, $5, $10, anything. Because what's the current bill, Alison?
The first one, they were nice enough to take off $10,000 of a $35,000 bill, and out of the GoFundMe, out of all the doctor's appointments, 2 plane visits were almost $500 plus prescriptions. And the next bill is going to be close to the first one, maybe a little less. It might be like another 15 to 20,000 for the second one. But the first one was 35,000. But they were so kind to take 10,000 off, since I don't have insurance, and they can't get the charity care because my husband works. So if he has an income, they expect him to pay that, but he doesn't make a lot of money. He can't get that kind of money out of his pocket.
Yeah,
I wish he could. That'd be great.
Oh, and like I said, I'm
And I
sorry
still have to
that
go
that
back
happened
again.
to you. It
So,
must have been
it's not your
horrible.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah,
They
I
thought I
imagine
was
it
dead,
was.
actually.
Really?
Yeah, they were gonna helicopter me out, and then once like they saw my eye moving and me talking, they're like, it might be quicker just to get the ambulance.
Wow.
Because the road is so narrow, they didn't think they can get the chopper down, I guess. I remember hearing everything. And because my eye was swollen shut, the one that was purple, and the blood from the airbag, in the pictures you see the blood everywhere, my left eye was glued shut. From the time I got in the ambulance to 5 minutes before I was discharged, my eyes were never open. I never saw what the hospital looked like. I never saw any of the doctors. It was so weird being blind for like a day. Like I never knew like how my other senses were so heightened. And they warned me. They said, your adrenaline's running. You're not in much pain now. Give it another hour. I'm like, I'm a tough girl. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. You stick the needle in my arm. You put this here. You cut that, whatever you got to do. An hour later, I was like, holy crap. They weren't kidding. Adrenaline really makes you not feel pain for the first few hours. Big difference.
Man.
And then they asked, who was your doctor that stitched your lip up? I said, she sounded like she was 14. I didn't see anyone. My eyes were not open the whole time, and they didn't clean it until like literally as I was being discharged.
Well, I hope
And
that
they were
your
so, want to
recovery.
hear a really funny story? They said, oh, well, we cut off all your clothing because they cut you all your clothes off. But we saved your brassiere. I guess
Oh,
a
that's
couple
nice.
females threatened to sue them because they cut off expensive bras. So now the hospital refuses to cut off a bra.
That's stupid.
It's life or death. Cut
Yeah.
the damn bra off. I can't even
Oh,
believe
I'm
that's
sorry.
a thing.
I might see a bit of boob, but she lives. Woo.
Well, you're laying there flat naked like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just cut the damn bra.
Oh. But
I'll
Crazy.
just have to say, boobs are not real because they are spherical, and we have never proven the curve.
CGI,
it's all CGI, isn't it?
CGTs.
CGTs.
Do you know when you hear stories like Alison's, it makes you realise how much us British people take the National Health Service for granted. Because I can't imagine being in a position where if you were to have a car accident or some other kind of accident, even having to consider what it may cost. So I think a lot of people complain about the NHS. Try living without a National Health Service and then see how you feel about it.
Yeah.
What was
And I know
most
it's not
upsetting to me
perfect,
was,
but
what was most upsetting to me was the letter I got in the mail from the hospital. I guess they tried calling me, but I usually don't answer phone numbers I don't recognize because, the scam callers and stuff.
Yeah.
And the letter is, the front page is posted on the GoFundMe that they missed a bunch of diagnoses and to come back to the hospital. And when I went to the doctor yesterday and today, they said, you need to go back to the hospital. Like they might cut off your leg. You have a thing in your lung. And I'm like, I'm not going back to the hospital because I can't afford it. So like I'm putting my own health and life on the line because of a stupid bill. And it's ridiculous, but it's New Jersey is very expensive comparatively to the rest of the country.
Why don't you just?
But
why don't you just go to the hospital and they won't deny you service? You just go to a county hospital.
they won't deny me service, but I'll get another $30,000 bill, and then they'll try to take my house, his car. They'll deduct from any paycheck I ever get. It took me 5 years to pay off the last one. They kept taking out of my paycheck.
It hurts, man.
If my
hate to hear
husband
stuff like
wasn't
that.
working, it'd be good. If he wasn't working, we can get charity care, and they would pay for most of the bill. But if you make any money, you can't get charity care in New Jersey. You have to make like less than like I think it was like $500 a month or something, like a crazy low amount, food stamp style. Like that's how low you have to make.
Have you had any other donations, Alison?
One $5 one. Let me see here. We have one $5 one from. My other phone died, so. Oh, I'm sorry. We had Dennis donated $20. Thank you, Dennis Jinx. We had a $30 one from Joe Slater. Thank you, Joe, very, very much. And Jenna Evans donated $25. Thank you so much, Jenna. I really do appreciate it, you guys. Doesn't matter what the amount is. The fact that you even think about it, went out of your way to click on it, that alone means a lot.
Yeah. Seriously, guys,
You know,
thank you.
again, just an observation. Doesn't it just prove how our community works in comparison to the so-called flat Earth community? They can't even
big difference.
get on with each other and remain civil, and we can all band together to help somebody when they need help.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, Marvel Girl messaged me every day. Are you okay? Are you okay? Kwame, need me. Jen messaged me. Are you okay? Do you need me? Even Piggy, are you okay? Can you send me some pictures? How's everything doing? Like, everyone's been so nice. I only heard one kind of crappy thing from one person. That's it. Everyone else has been genuinely so kind, and I mean, I expected it because this community is just full of such great, wonderful people, but I just didn't realize like how nice, how kind, how caring everyone was.
Yeah.
Like I knew it, I just didn't know it was that much. You guys are awesome. You know, I'm glad I've been around for a while. I'm glad I chose you guys to stick around, and I've been watching for well over like a year and a half. Not you guys, you didn't have the channels, I don't think, at the time, but non-second stuff. But I'm glad I did because you know what? At the end, guys, everyone's very good friends. And I'm proud to say that you guys are my friends.
I love this community. It's one of my favorite things. Anyway, guys, I hope you've all enjoyed tonight. I think this type of show, this quiz that I've created, I might try and make it a regular thing because that was a good laugh. I really enjoyed that.
I like that. That was great.
Really
That was a
fun.
great idea you had.
Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Because, yeah, this could have a return. And I think someone needs to come up with a name for it. And I would love to see teams full abilities.
The Flerfs
being a
games.
flat earther.
How about Flidiots? Flurf idiots. Flidiot questions. Flidiot questions for the Flidiot mind.
Well, I'll put it in the description and get people to vote on a name for this quiz, and I think it will definitely
That's a good
see a
idea.
return because I've had a great deal of fun tonight, and I want to personally thank everybody who's donated towards Alison's cause. Spread the word if you can. Every little helps. Getting a huge chunk of medical bills like that would be horrendous for anybody. I personally don't know how I would cope if I got dumped with like 50,000, 100,000 bill all in once. It would.
And originally I was only going to put $1,000 on the GoFundMe, and then I got a $40,000 bill. I was not even expecting it to be that much. Like that actually really shook me to the core. I really didn't think it was going to be that much.
Yeah, I like that.
I actually don't understand.
Sorry?
I kind of don't understand how America is set up there, because in the Netherlands this literally does not happen. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And this is a common thing out here. I had a friend who went through something very similar too.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really sorry that this has happened to you, and I'm glad that I could help. And I know Radical's already done a stream, and the community really does band together and help everyone, and I absolutely love that. I had a couple of suggestions for names for the show, including "What shape is your brain in?" "Whose flip is it?" "Whose flip is it anyway?" "Can you flurf it?" The Fallacy Fact Show. Yeah, keep coming up with names for ideas, because I think this could be a regular show that we could do, because I really enjoyed doing that. Team, thank you for coming in. I know you've been busy today. What's that?
Oh no! I thought we could do Flat Earth Idol, like American Idol.
Flat Earth Idol. Ooh, I like that.
Flat Earth Got Talent.
Then we need judges. then we would need judges
Flat
as well,
Earth
right?
Got Talent.
No, they don't.
Yeah, sure. I'm
Not
sure
at
we
all.
can find judges. Yeah. That's an
Tell them
oxymoron.
those Flat Earth- yeah.
Flat Earthers Got Talent.
I watched your premiere earlier. Team.
Nathan Thompson would win every time. Nathan Thompson would win every time with his bouncing the ball. At that point, there's no other flat earther that can ever do anything more amazing than bouncing a ball on a fucking sledgehammer. Good job, Nathan. You take the cake, bud.
Well done.
Fucking
yeah, so anyway, thanks for coming in, team. I know you were busy, but it's always nice to see you. And
I tried to get here faster.
It's
Sorry.
right, man. No
Sorry,
worries. We had a good laugh, and I know you would have been here earlier if you could be. Thank you, Radical, very much for coming in as well. You were the worst
there was a lot of
but
fun.
you were still pretty good.
Yes. Well, I'm kind of conflicted here. That's why I cloned everyone, so I have friends.
And Creaky, always a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, this was good fun. We should try it live next time, Craig, with people watching.
What?
Don't tell them.
All three of the guys actually had videos out today. Those that side. I very much enjoyed all of them. I suggest everyone watching goes after this, and if you haven't already, watch in this order: Team Skeptic, Creaky, and then Radical, and that will be a perfect finish off for your Friday evening. Thank you, everyone.
I already saw
joining.
Radicals.
Sorry?
I haven't seen Creakies yet. I said I haven't seen Creakies yet. I've seen Radicals.
Creakies
I
is
watched
good.
his while I was driving, and
that's
So
Flat Earth
did you
style
unsubscribe? Did you unsubscribe because
that
Bruce Lee
Creaky
was
is
in
good
there?
Comment. I'm gonna need a citation. Actually, you know something. I listened to it on the premiere, and I was driving, and it's like for the Bluetooth, it's delayed by about a second and a half. So I heard Bruce Lee, and I looked at my phone, and I was like, no, I can't back that up. I need to pay attention to the road. I was like, I wonder if he had me in there. If he did, I'm unsubbing straight up.
This time you were in the clear.
Okay.
Before we go, I want to let everyone a little update on my channel, what's going on here from here on in. Starting Monday is going to be the start of my new schedule, which will be a video on a Wednesday, a video on a Saturday, as well as a live stream at some point throughout the week. And is it next week we're going to start doing the SOS stuff, team?
Yeah, most likely. We're waiting on Tau Ceti Alpha to be ready. I don't know if he's in the chat or not, but if he is, get off your ass.
Yeah. So I'm going to have at least 3 things a
We
week
need
on my
episode
channel, maybe
32.
more. And there will be the 2 shows a week on SOS. If you haven't subscribed to SOS, please do that, because me and team are like the super team. We're gonna have a lot of fun doing SOS. I've really enjoyed the 10 run-up shows that we did, team. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Bruce
and
just found Team
I'm now
Skeptic.
I'm monitoring my Discord to see if Tau Ceti Alpha throws me the 2 beer bottles clinking together message. He always does that.
He's laughing, crying in the chat right now. Yeah, so we're not waiting on
Oh,
you,
is
Tal,
he?
not to.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's coming. Then he probably just doesn't. He's just waiting for me to ask an important question, so he can show how unimportant that question really is to him.
I'm gonna have a new video out
Love you,
tomorrow.
Tal.
My Mark Sargent video is out tomorrow, and then Brainy Beaver is working on a collaboration with me. And Creaky, have you chosen the Flerf for ours yet?
No, I was thinking about that when you were talking about your videos just now. I'll choose in the next couple of days, and we'll try and do it as soon as possible.
Love it. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining us tonight. I've had a great time, and I hope you have as well. Remember to donate to Alison if you feel like you would like to help with her medical bills. Both the links to her GoFundMe and PayPal are in the description. But for now, remember that stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth.